What is up, drip farmers? Welcome back to Drip and Farm for Poverty, where our mission is to help you empower the impoverished and help you find financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like that mission, you resonate with the vision, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Hit a like as well, or leave me a comment that you think this is all bullshit and a rug pull or whatever. That's fine too. Still helps the algorithm, and I'll be happy to entertain your comments. So on this one, we are going to examine the sustainability of drip. It's been covered multiple times, but there's some really good information from a member in the community. That's why I'm also bullish on this project. So not just to mention what Forex has designed, but the fact that what he put out, other people independent of him, so he doesn't pay them, they have done their own research. They're looking into this because why? They're putting up their own money. So there are really smart developers and some number crunchers in the community, and they write these papers and they make these tools. Some of them I've shared with you before, and that makes them more bullish because they do the research themselves. They share the research with the community regurgitates it. So there's this one guy, Captain DeFi. He wrote this article that I'm going to review here, and he's done a couple of interviews with other YouTubers. I believe Cryptozoa, and he did one with just recently with the Drip Farm on like the 26th, something like that. So it's covering specifically the Drip Farm one is covering this article, and in here basically he just goes through the details of where the money comes from and what makes drip sustainable. So he looked through this, and the bulk of this, the biggest takeaway, I highly suggest you read it, but of course do your own research, but I'm going to summarize it for you, is that all of the dividends are paid out through the tax wallet. So there's no minting of new tokens that inflate the tokens like in the traditional DAO models, right? So what happens is there's this wallet. I'm going to show it to you guys here on BSC scans. You see it for yourself. Actually, let me pull it back up. I went too far. So if you go to the actual contract, which you can get from the drip token, I'll put that in the description as well if you don't have the contract address, but you throw that into BSC scan, and then this BSC scan will basically show you who holds the tokens. So right here, this one is the tax dividend wallet. It's not a wallet, it's a contract. That's what this little symbol means. So this contract is what actually pays out the dividends to you or me when you hydrate, as well as when you claim. So that tax pool, that little algorithm he created, goes to this wallet. So this wallet holds 56% of the total supply. The next wallet contract is PancakeSwap. It holds it in BUSD, which helps to stabilize it, but it only holds 27%. So this one's on the PancakeSwap platform. And then this third one is another wallet contract, and I actually don't know what it does. It's held the same balance for quite some time. I'd love to know from you guys if you're familiar with which one this is. It is not the Burn wallet, so I actually don't know what it is. And then these next ones are the actual number of tokens within an individual's wallet that's visible by the blockchain. So this is not the number of tokens that is in the contract that is paid out. That's reflected up here. So when Stunner Breezy claims his 200 tokens a day or whatever the hell it is, it comes from here. And he could have, this could be his wallet, let's just say, this 10,000 almost sitting in his wallet that he's waiting for a price appreciation to actually sell. I don't know who these is, but these are basically whales within the platform. So they own, 9,000, 10,000, 1,000, whatever. But the bulk of the tokens are stored within the contract. That's also seen on the Drip Analytics here. So the bulk of people got into this, and their wallet, 55,000 people, have less than 100 drip. And that's what he talks about. Let's back up a bit. So 55,000 out of 82,000 own less than 100 drip. And in this article, he goes on to explain what would happen if the top 7 wallets were to sell all of their drip. Well, basically, long story short, if they were to every day, because remember, you can't just dump, you have to actually get 1% a day. So if they did that, the protocol will be able to sustain itself for basically 1 year before it ran out of tokens, is what this article is saying here. It takes 360 days to reach total net payout of the total tokens. That does not add in the taxes that would be added back into it. So the taxes would give us 296,000. Because remember, once you reach that maximum payout, or these whale wallet tiers, you're taxed even more. So another 296,000 tokens would stay within that contract that I just showed you guys. Then he goes on to explain why it's even more sustainable, because of the total circulating tokens that are in that contract, 1,700 that he's found have been burned. And when you purchase, 10% goes to you and in that your wallet that you hold and is reflected in the contract, but 90% is recirculated. So he said that's why this is more like a certificate of deposit. So instead of new tokens being minted, what happens, guys, is this wallet right here, if you right now buy one drip token, you will see in your account one drip token available, and it'll start paying out 0.01. Well, that 0.01 is coming from here, and then that other 90% that you bought comes out of this. So the other 0.9 of that token comes out of this, but it goes back in to the system. So it just gets circulated back around. So it's not inflating the price of the token. So the token price is dropping only because of people selling it on the market, not because of the hydrating and purchasing within the actual drip faucet contract. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Try and explain this so you don't have to go through all this on your own, but I recommend you do, because right, do your own research, not financial advice. But he goes on to explain, out of the 50,000, I just showed you 55,000 new wallets that have come on board since the beginning of January, they have less than 100 tokens, and he says, let's assume they're on the low end of the spectrum, and we'll assume a rolling average of 20 drip tokens. So we know, well, we don't know, but we can assume, like me, I jumped in 3 weeks ago, and I did not jump all the way to the 100 token range, because the price of drip at that time was $130, and I didn't have 100 times 130, $13,000 to throw at this. I have seen some YouTubers go in with 50 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, but we can probably assume, if you're watching this video and you're like me and you're just a normal person, you don't have that kind of risk capital. You're new to DeFi, you're new to crypto, and 200 is your max, 300, 500, whatever the case may be. So that means you bought less than 10 tokens, because even 10 tokens is $1,000. I was able to get just under 10, or exactly 10, I think, because I sold off some other assets that I had sitting around that weren't paying me anything. That's the problem. Holding shit doesn't help. Yeah, I'm not a trader either, so I'm not good at trading. So I just dumped it all in here because I believed in it. So anyway, he takes that number and says they have an average of 20. So that's where he gets this math from. This is obviously nobody knows, because you can't see the people's individual balances within the contract. But he's like, let's say they have 20, and those deposits would equal basically 1 million tokens. And that in and of itself would take another year if they were to start claiming and without rehydrating. Take 345 days to withdraw to get to the 1 million token range, if these new people just started withdrawing. Now, we can safely assume that if you just got in after January, or at the beginning of January is when it was at the all-time high. So the smart investor, I hope nobody in here is doing anything stupid. It's not your financial advice, of course, but if you got in and you were let's just say, you got in after January 24th, you're barely in profit from compounding, so it's stupid to sell right now, unless you really need it. And if you got in at the 160 mark, you're not in profit. So the smart thing you can do is, when it's in the red or it's trading sideways like it did here for a while, you always compound. When the price appreciates, that's when you start taking profits. Compound in the red, compound when it's trading sideways, take your profits when the price appreciates, because compounding, you still get a 0.1 or a 10% that you're getting, 1% that you're able to compound daily. You get paid out that, you can put it back in. So if it's $100, you're getting $1. And the same thing if it's $200, you're getting $2. So it's better to compound when it's at the lowest point, and then take out money when it's at the highest point. Because remember, you get a 20% tax, because you got 10% for withdrawing and 10% for selling it. So hopefully you know that, and hopefully other people know that as well. Getting into this platform, you realize that. So you need at least a 20% appreciation on the value of the token before you sell, and or the compounding benefits of having 20% more tokens, right? So like for me, I now have a total of 10 tokens. I bought 7 to begin with. That's just over 20%. So I could start to sell now, but that would be stupid because the price of the token has dropped dramatically. And it's not worth it, counting also the dollar value I've had to invest for paying the gas fees. So let's go back to this article. I'm gonna try to keep this quick. So that's what he's talking about there. Yeah, that's it. So highly suggest this. I'll put this in the description. You can go ahead and read through this. I'll also put the link to these YouTube videos that he did, so you can look through those. And I just wanted to share this with you because this is the thing, guys. If you're playing the hold game on other cryptocurrencies, which is fine, not financial advice, of course, you can definitely buy and hold and trade or whatever crypto. But I'm not a trader. And learning trading, I tried it. I took a couple trading courses from some other websites. I can at least read charts now, but man, this shit is a full-time job, man. And if you don't know what you're doing, you will get wrecked. You will make bad decisions and you'll end up buying in the green and selling in the red, man. So what I want to show you, which is cool about the Drip network, is this is the all-time high for Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit an all-time high here around 9-10 of November, 68 grand, right? Well, look what Drip was doing at 9-10 November. Let's zoom out. Oops. Sorry. Need to use two hands here. So 9-10 November, it was trading sideways, basically. So Bitcoin was rallying. Remember, most cryptos follow Bitcoin. So it's traded sideways. Took a little bit of a bump here up to 22, but we can still say that's sideways from $18 to $22. That is not a Bitcoin price pump that we saw in here, where this shot up from the beginning of end of September from 42 to 67 in a month and a half. So this traded sideways from September. Where's September? Actually, so it was down just like Bitcoin. It went slightly up in October. So we went from $7 up to, it looked like it tripled, and then they sold off, and then it went back to a double from its low, right? So it goes all the way here, but it doesn't go parabolic until 11 December. Let's see what Bitcoin did in 11 December. Bitcoin was dropping ever since its high of 10 November. 11 December, it was here somewhere. So it already lost 20% of its value. So on 11 December, it dropped 20%. And 11 December, Drip just shot through the fucking roof from 29 bucks all the way up to 75 bucks. So it 2.5x'd again. So, and then it dropped a little bit, and then it went all the way up to 100 bucks. So ever since Bitcoin started dropping, which is here on this chart, 11 December, Drip has outperformed. So remember, you make exponentially more money. You're compounding and getting the benefit of the price appreciation. So if you were holding a token such as Bitcoin and you got in at the all-time high here, well, you didn't make any fucking money all the way down to here. You've been just holding on to a token, and you don't make any money until it gets back over this point. So how long do you think it's going to be, excuse me guys, before Bitcoin comes from basically its 50% drawdown? Right now it's a little above 50%, but it got close to 50%. How long before it corrects 200% from where it's at now, so you can take profits if you bought somewhere near the peak? That's why I'm bullish on this, because I don't have to do any trading. I don't have to do any TA. All I got to do is buy it, compound it, and then wait. And wait for Forex to continue putting use cases on top of use case on top of use case. So he's got the pancake swap deal. He's got the Chainlink deal. He's got the Loot NFT. He already mentioned also games that he has in development, like Kitty actually games, as well as some other games that he will be using the tokens for. He said he's not going to build any more tokens. So right now, if you're in the Forex ecosystem, he's got everything he needs to build this out for a long-term project. So that's why I'm bullish on this. So for the short term, yes, it may turn red. Hell, it may get even back down to $29, $30. But let's look at this. So right now, I got 10 drip. 10 drip. If I hydrate for the next year, I will have at the end of the year, so if I hydrate every day, because I get 0.95%, that's why I put 0.95, because remember, hydrating you lose 5%. I will have 315 drip by the end of the year. Now, if the price of drip at the end of the year is, I said $30, but I'll go to 10. So I'm going to hydrate all the way until March 1st, 2023. I will then have 315 times 10, right? Because I just said it's worth, I did 314. I said it's worth $10. So the price of drip dropped. So it just continued to drop, and then it dropped to $314. Well, I now have $314 worth of drip come March 1st of 2023. But remember, I can only take out 1%. Oops, I did that wrong. Sorry, guys. 3140 times 0.01. So I will get $31 a day. But it stays at $10. So I get $31 a day times 365. I'll still make $11,000. That's insane. I only put in, I don't remember exactly, like 2, 3. And that's if the price of drip drops another 90% from where it's at now. And stays there. It has to drop and stay there. So I believe, again, I'm bullish on the long-term vision that Forex has, the partnerships he's building, the people in the ecosystem that are way smarter than me that are looking at the utility. And this guy here, he in the interview with Drip Farm, Jonathan asked him, he's like, hey man, so would you recommend this project to your mom? He's like, I already did, and I have her a wallet for her. Dude, like how much more bullish can you get if you're telling your family and friends about it and you're getting them into it? I did the same shit. I told my mom, my dad, my sister about this, trying to educate them on it to get them into it. And I was like, look, no other space that I know of can you take a $100 investment, right now it's $100, a little less, and have the hopium of 10x on your money in a year or two. So you don't get those kind of rates on your traditional financial market. And Bitcoin has had an average of 160%. So that's not 1,000%. This is 1,000%. So 160% over a year. Not comparing it to Bitcoin. Not saying anything. Yes, Bitcoin is the Mac Daddy of the cryptos, and it is definitely a store of value. But it's meant for you to hold and take loans out against and increase your wealth portfolio. But if you're trying to build your moon bag and kind of quote unquote get rich overnight, then DeFi is the space to be. And you need to be in projects that are not just rug pulls and have some kind of use case. A dev that is shown that he has the ability to build projects that are sustainable, and a community that supports it. And all those things are checked with drip. So that's all I can say about it. I don't know where it's going to go, but I can only evaluate its history and speculate on the future, and then look at all the people that I've seen make money in it, and they're even more bullish on his new partnerships and new ideas. So 82,000 people, and the bulk of these people coming in the recent months, the announcements, the marketing, everything he's doing. So it's like, yeah, I gotta ride it out and see, guys. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. So that's my thoughts on this. I hope it provides some value for you guys. If it didn't, still drop a comment. Let me know. I'll entertain any kind of FUD. I don't mind it. I'm happy to get some education. I may be missing something. This is just my personal journey of what I'm doing. I started this 3 weeks ago. I see this as a means to actually help empower the impoverished, like I say in the mission. And I believe this is something that can do that. I don't know of another asset that can do that. So that's why I'm so bullish behind it. That's why I've told my friends, family about it. And that's why I've started making this channel, guys. So I'm going to try to bring you the best content, stay up to date on it, let you see my journey, my ups and downs, so you can learn from it. But if you have some risk capital and you're wondering where to get into, I would recommend the Drip Garden. Not financial advice, of course. It's just recommending. Drip Garden's a great place to start if you're looking for that high risk, high reward. And the Drip Faucet if you're looking for sustainability and want to stick it out for about a year. But either way, I'd love for you to join the team. If you're interested in something like that, then I'd love to grow that team and help you take the pledge so we can empower the empowerers, as I mentioned. So made this long enough. Until next time, guys, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.